Episode 7. Building Positive Relationships to Prevent Depression. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Beyond the Blues. Today, we're diving into a topic that's absolutely crucial for our mental health: building positive relationships to prevent depression. As someone who's battled with depression, I can tell you firsthand that the relationships in our lives can make a world of difference. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Relationships? When I'm feeling down, I just want to be alone. Trust me, I've been there. But stick with me, because understanding the power of positive connections might just change your life. Let me start with a personal story. A few years ago, I was going through a really tough time. I felt isolated and alone, even though I was surrounded by people. I started withdrawing from friends and family, thinking it would make things easier. Spoiler alert, it didn't. It wasn't until I started rebuilding those connections that I began to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, why are positive relationships so important in preventing depression? Well, humans are social creatures. We're wired for connection. When we have strong, positive relationships, we have a support system, a sense of belonging, and a buffer against life's challenges. Let's dive into some ways we can build and maintain these positive relationships. 1. Practice active listening. First up, we have active listening. This is about really hearing what the other person is saying, not just waiting for your turn to speak. Here's how you can practice active listening. Give the person your full attention. Put away your phone, turn off the TV. Show that you're listening through your body language. Make eye contact, nod, lean in slightly. Reflect back what you've heard. So what I'm hearing is, ask open-ended questions to deepen the conversation. When we truly listen to others, we make them feel valued and understood. And in return, we often find that they're more willing to listen to us when we need it. 2. Show empathy. Next, let's talk about empathy. This is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Practicing empathy might look like validating someone's feelings, even if you don't agree with their perspective. Offering support without trying to fix their problems. Sharing your own similar experiences, if appropriate. Empathy builds trust and deepens connections. It helps us feel less alone in our struggles. 3. Be reliable. Reliability is key in building strong relationships. It's about being there when you say you will be, following through on commitments, and being consistent in your behavior. This might mean showing up on time for plans, responding to messages in a timely manner, keeping promises, no matter how small. When we're reliable, we show others that they can count on us. This builds trust and strengthens bonds. 4. Practice vulnerability. Now this one can be scary, but it's so important. Vulnerability is about being open and honest about our thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Practicing vulnerability might look like sharing your fears or insecurities with a trusted friend, asking for help when you need it, admitting when you've made a mistake. When we're vulnerable, we open the door for deeper, more authentic connections. It gives others permission to be vulnerable too. 5. Show appreciation. Expressing gratitude and appreciation is a powerful way to strengthen relationships. It's about acknowledging the positive impact others have on our lives. You can show appreciation by saying thank you for both big and small things, writing a heartfelt note to someone who's made a difference in your life, complimenting others sincerely and specifically. When we show appreciation, we make others feel valued and reinforce positive behaviors. 6. Maintain boundaries. Healthy relationships require healthy boundaries. This is about knowing and communicating your limits and respecting the limits of others. Setting boundaries might look like saying no to requests that don't align with your values or capacity, communicating clearly about what you're comfortable with, respecting when others say no or set their own boundaries. Boundaries help prevent resentment and burnout, allowing relationships to thrive. 7. Engage in shared activities. Doing things together is a great way to strengthen bonds and create positive memories. This could be anything from cooking a meal together to taking a class or volunteering for a cause you both care about. Shared activities. Create common experiences to bond over. Provide opportunities for natural conversation and connection. Can be a source of joy and positive emotions. 8. Practice forgiveness. Lastly, let's talk about forgiveness. This doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but rather letting go of anger and resentment for your own peace of mind. Practicing forgiveness might involve acknowledging your hurt feelings, trying to understand the other person's perspective, choosing to release negative emotions and move forward. Forgiveness can be challenging, but it's crucial for maintaining long-term relationships and your own mental health. Now, I want to emphasize something important. Building positive relationships takes time and effort. It's not always easy, especially when we're dealing with depression or other mental health challenges. But it's so worth it. Here are a few additional tips to keep in mind. 1. Start small. If socializing feels overwhelming, start with brief, low-pressure interactions. Maybe it's a quick coffee with a friend or a short phone call to a family member. 2. Be patient with yourself. Building and maintaining relationships is a skill. Like any skill, it takes practice. Be kind to yourself as you work on it. 3. Seek professional help if needed. If you're struggling with depression or finding it difficult to connect with others, don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional. They can provide strategies tailored to your specific situation. 4. Quality over quantity. It's not about having a huge social circle. A few deep, meaningful connections can be more beneficial than many superficial ones. 5. Include self-care. Remember, the relationship you have with yourself is just as important as your relationships with others. Make sure you're taking care of your own needs too. Before we wrap up, I want to share one last personal insight. Building positive relationships has been a crucial part of my journey with depression. It hasn't always been easy. There were times when I wanted to isolate myself, times when I felt like I didn't deserve good relationships. But every time I pushed myself to connect, to be vulnerable, to show up for others, it got a little easier. And over time, those connections became a lifeline, a source of joy and strength that helps keep depression at bay. So, I encourage you to invest in your relationships. Reach out to someone today, even if it's just to say hello. Practice active listening, show empathy, be reliable. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but remember, every small step counts. Thank you for tuning in to Beyond the Blues today. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all in this together. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.